I felt everything was fine. You're skating well. Don't get upset for nothing, like sometimes you get it. Just go
But
down
Curry
and do
still
the
had
best.
to
You are the
overcome a
best.
debilitating fear of falling on his triple jumps.
And what do you choose?
Desperate for a cure,
Whatever
he
it
signed
is.
up to the latest self-help fad to hit America, Erhard Seminar Training, or EST.
If you feel out of sorts, choose to be out of sorts. If life feels great, choose life to feel great.
Although he later said he hated the people, the place, and the experience, something about EST worked for Curry.
My life has changed totally.
The way he explained it, that they had to scream on top of their lungs and tell all of their insecurities in front of many, many, many people. They had a certain thought process that they had to go through, and which he did afterwards. Before any kind of performance, he always went through that thought process by himself in a quiet little area in the ice rink.
Coming up with the 1976 Winter Olympics, where, aged 26, Curry would have his last chance to compete for an Olympic medal. After years of relative obscurity, Curry was about to shake the skating establishment to its foundations and become the talking point of the sporting world. In 1976, at his training camp in Colorado, John Curry prepared for his most important season of competition yet. In the run-up to the Winter Olympics, he would compete at the European Championships, where his newfound confidence would be put to the test. If he wanted a gold medal, he would have to overcome daunting opposition. Male figure skating was dominated by Eastern Bloc skaters, in particular Russia's Vladimir Kovalev and East Germany's Jan Hoffmann.
And that was a triple look. 3 turns in the air.
You had that sort of, at that point, the Soviet Union and the East German way of performing. And it was somewhat robotic in its nature, and certainly there was no finesse or artistry involved.
Cold War politics would also play their part on the ice. Curry arrived at the European Championships to find that a majority of the 9 judges came from behind the Iron Curtain.
Politics were very dominant still at that time. There was always the Eastern Bloc, and when you had 5 Eastern Bloc judges, you practically could kiss your chances goodbye.
And now for the most important 5 minutes in the skating career of John Curry.
Famous for cracking under pressure, Curry would now face the first test of his new confidence-building technique. For once, Curry's routine was almost flawless, and his newfound consistency was enough to rattle the opposition.
His lessons of psychology, preparing himself for the competitions or for any kind of a performance, did work, and did work very well. It was amazing for me at that time to see that this person is just turn himself on like a machine and then go ahead and do exactly what he's supposed to do without any mistakes.
Hark at that applause. A double act of the finish. Flowers being thrown onto the ice. And now it all rests with these 9 judges. And look at this. Look at this. It's going to be very difficult to beat John Curry. He has set the pace, and Jan Hoffmann and Vladimir Kovalev have got to beat him.
Curry's marks for artistic impression were high, but his technical marks still left room for the reigning champion, Vladimir Kovalev, to score higher.
And that would be disastrous.
Kovalev's fall should have been enough to secure Curry the gold medal. But when the technical marks were given, some of the judges didn't seem to have noticed.
So that is the same as John Curry for technical merit through the judges.
I just remember at a judges' meeting, a Russian judge being asked, and he said he hadn't seen Kovalev fall because he had actually sneezed at the time, so he didn't remember a fall.
And the marks for artistic impression.
But when it came to the marks for artistic impression, it became clear that one of the Eastern Bloc judges had marked Kovalev down, giving Curry the gold. It was the first time that a judge from behind the Iron Curtain had placed a Western skater first.
Since 1939.
It was the Czech judge. He was actually sitting next to me, and at the end of the championship, he left his judging seat and table quite quickly and just looked at me and just said, "Oh, goodbye, we will not meet again."